Hello there, gang. We're gonna do a little bit different today. I'm gonna read you a short, scary story. I hope you don't mind. It's gonna be something new, something different. I'm not very good at reading, so we'll work on that together. Anyway, let's get into the video. Okay, so here we go. These are all by Zoea Marland, who's in my bed. A father went to say goodnight to his 7-year-old son, very well knowing that if he didn't, his son would have trouble sleeping. It was a rough routine. It was a nightly routine between them. He entered the dimly lit room where his son waited under his blanket. With the first glance, the father could tell there was something unusual about his son tonight, but couldn't put his finger on it. He looked the same. He had a grin that drew from ear to ear. "Are you okay, buddy?" the father asked. The son nodded, still with a grin, before saying, "Daddy, check the monsters under my bed." The father chuckled a little bit before he got on his knees to only satisfy his son. There, under the bed, pale, afraid, was his son, his real son. He whispered, "Daddy, there's someone under my bed." That was kind of scary. That one was kind of scary. I'm sorry I'm so bad at reading. Hopefully I get better over time. The cabin. A hiker decided to go on a hike by himself. Something he wasn't very used to. The whole day was normal. The trees and the bushes engulfed his surroundings. He enjoyed being outdoors in the mountains. Nothing seemed strange to him. That was until he was making his way back to the car. He figured that an 8-hour hike was good enough. The sky was already getting dark and he needed to get back fast. What was odd was how much he didn't recognize the trail back, and he began to panic. Night had barely taken over, and all that he had was a flashlight and no clue on how to get back. He knew it was already too late and too dangerous to keep going, though he kept going through the pervious forest? I don't know what that word is. He began to worry that he would have no shelter for the night when, almost luckily enough, he stumbled across a broken down cabin. Oh boy. That doesn't sound good. It was dark and it seemed like no one had visited there for years, but he knew it was the only place he could get rest until daylight. Especially since his flashlight was running out of batteries. He knocked on the door a few times, but no one answered. So he let himself in, where, strangely enough, a perfectly fitted for one bed was awaiting him in the center. He knew that if the owner came back, he could explain himself. He was sure that the owner wouldn't mind and was probably dead. So he went ahead and got himself comfortable in bed. He tried to sleep but couldn't ignore the collection of paintings around the room, portraits of strange-looking people, all peering at him, each wearing a smile that sent chills up his spine. Not long after his exhaustion from the hike got the best of him, he was able to ignore the faces. The next morning, he got up and was shocked to see there were no paintings around the room, but windows. Oh boy. Ooh, that one's a little bit spooky. That one's just a little bit spooky. The red wristband. A doctor was working at a hospital where patients were tagged with coloured wristbands: green alive, red deceased. Well, that's a good start. That's a good start to the story. One night, the doctor was instructed to get a few supplies from the basement for the hospital, so he headed to the lift. The door was open, and there was a patient inside, minding her own business. The patients were allowed to roam the hospital to stretch, especially those who have stayed long. The rule was to be back in their rooms before 10. The doctor smiled at the patient before passing the number for the basement. He found it unusual that the woman didn't have a button pressed. He wondered if she was heading to the basement too. The lift finally reached the floor, where the doors opened. In the distance, a man was limping towards the elevator, and in a panic, the doctor slammed the elevator button to close. It finally did, and the lift began to ascend back up. The doctor's heart was pounding. "Why did you do that?" "He was just trying to use the lift," the woman stated, annoyed. "Did you see his wristband?" the doctor asked. "It was red. He died last night." "I know because I did his surgery." The woman lifted her wristband. He saw it was red. She smiled. "Like this one?" Ooh. Oh boy. These are scary short stories. These are scary short this oh, you can't see it, but like the like background for this isn't scary. Look at it. Damn. Okay, we got one more story to go, gang. If you've made it this far, I do appreciate you all hanging out. You guys are also very amazing. If you like these short stories, please give me a follow. No, subscribe and like. Comment what your favorite story was, which one got you the most, and maybe I'll do some more. A mother's call. A daughter was in her room upstairs doing her homework when suddenly she heard her mother call to come down for dinner. She jumped onto her feet and began to make her way down the stairs. But before she took a step, hands grabbed her and pulled her into the laundry room besides the stairs. She panicked before realizing it was her mother, her real mother, eyes watery and bloodshot. "Don't go down there, honey. I heard it too." Damn, they were some stories. I hope you guys enjoyed those stories. It was really fun to do. I don't often read, so like maybe reading to you guys will help me on like just get better overall. Maybe I'll do more stories, maybe I'll do more bedtime ASMR stuff if you guys are interested. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye, friends!